How's everybody doing today? Um, I couldn't believe what I heard in some of the reporting and news stuff going on. So I kind of went and checked into this and looked a little deep and was curious. But yeah, um, and I read all the articles. And here is the Huffington Post, and they state Joe Biden's administration slips down crack pipes funding after right wing complain. Basically, what they're saying is they've started complaining and stuff. The only thing is, if you go into the details, that they don't deny that here, the whole right here, Department of Health and Human Services is actually doing this because it states here that funding right here in the article funding for safe smoking kits and support. And what's that include? There's a possibility, crack pipes could be in there, which could be a right wing GOP talking point or conservative or what they want to. Okay. Well, here's Daily Mail. They also got Biden's administration funding program that hands out right here crack pipes. And the bad part is it's to minorities and racial ethnic groups. So that's even more odd. This can't be $30 million grant. Okay. What do we got? This is kind of. And I've really not ran over all these articles. I was looking and finding a bunch of them and people, you know, and it states here the same thing. The 30 million grant program, which accepts until Monday and will begin during out dealing out money May. And it sits there and states right here. If people want to look. Right there. Local governments to make drugs use safer. 2. Racial ethnic groups, basically. So, this is kind of odd to me. Why is someone in the administration or some people, you know, if somebody wants to go out and purchase the stuff, that's cool. But why does tax dollars have to go into a funding program where people are funded to have this stuff? Everybody's like, well, you gotta be, well, there's a national review also. And they sit here and state that on their fact checks that Biden's administration is funding the distribution of safety smoke kits. And they state right here. That's crack pipes. This is not something that's joking. They're actually stating, and they're using the words carefully, but trying to disprove. And they sit here and try and put, the fact check it, blah, blah, blah. And the problem is, it's true. Doesn't matter what anybody wants to go about, that here in the thing, Daily Mail, they stated that they're funding this program. They're funding safe kits. They're funding drug distribution, drug fulfill, stuff. And they're strictly sending it right here to racial, ethnic groups. This is to me a very racial thing. Hey, you shouldn't fund something through the government, like, you can help somebody get a house with setting loans up, but you can't turn around and use money and help people get addicted to cocaine, heroin, things like that. Because that's what it actually states in here. Because people are like, well, some of these kits actually come with needles. And they come with everything that you need to get addicted. And that's where I'm kind of like, my opinions on this whole thing is, if someone in the United States wants to go out and do it, that's their choice. But why does, people that go to work, people that work hard, have a idea that their money that they pay for taxes go into this type of program? Now, this is to me, I don't think somebody should be sending $30 million grant money program to fund this type of thing, including not towards ethnic groups or minority groups for, what they want to, put for whatever thing, because that's not, equal rights is there, but equal distribution of drugs is not supposed to be something the government should be in. I'm just gonna say that, and if some people don't like that, then sorry. Government shouldn't be. This is like back in the 80s, 70s, and 80s, where everybody complained that the government was funding drugs to people, and they created drug crime and drug war due to that. Now they're stating, well, we're not doing it, but we're basically trying to start the program back up again. We're going to get people addicted, then we're going to start the, crime bill 2.0, and we'll just start locking up whoever gets addicted and whoever. To me, that's wrong. To me, I think people should get help these people get off of it. But if they want to do it, I mean, who's really got a point to argue that they can't? So I'm not a supporter of drugs. I just state, or we just state that, it's people's choices, not, the government to fund or not fund it. And this is not something, because they state right here in their argument that where they're sending this is to local ethnic groups or minority groups, the minorities in this country, basically. And I don't like to do identity politics, truthfully, but this is kind of something like this. I've seen some people come out and criticize this, and I was like, I can't believe it. I gotta look. So we went out, we looked, we checked the information that was floating around. And here it is. They've stated they are funding and distributing, safe kits with crack pipes and needles to minority groups or to citizens. And that's, to me, just totally wrong. There's already a crisis at the border and problems that people are having. Because, like, in the early video I put out, or we put out, there was, on that podcast, there was some complaints that people were having this live at the border stating, hey, we don't have safety or protection. So now the government's like, well, we're going to go ahead and, since the people brought the drugs over across the border, we're going to give the people the tools to use it. And it's kind of screwed up to me. Like, you allow it to come in, then you give the safe and ready kits to you. Where is this logic going? I don't know. If people want to go out and purchase stuff, I'm not the one. I don't recommend people to do it. It's a very unhealthy habit and a very unhealthy thing that destroys people's lives, families, and friends. But it's not, this channel's not the arbiter of morality. We're just stating that I don't think Joe Biden's administration or his departments should be giving $30 million grant to fund this, including fund it in minority groups or minority neighborhoods to destroy their communities and cause more problems. And they claim, well, we're trying to get people less addicted by handing them the stuff to actually do it. They've been trying this project for years, and usually, like, taking, people to a rehab or getting them some type of thing like that help. And I know there's, like, some of those rehabs are pretty bad sometimes, and some are good. And it's, like, hard to pick because I've talked to a person I used to work with a couple years ago. He said he got a choice between going to jail or going to rehab, and he said he went and took the rehab, got himself cleaned up, and now he's living. And he ended up working, a place I worked at. He ended up working up to a manager position, and then ended up into plant manager at the building. And he accomplished something very good, but he couldn't do, if you go, like he would tell you 5-6 years ago, he wouldn't be able to do any of that because he was hooked on it. Now, I'm not saying that, and he said that it's changed, and I don't have any I'm not criticizing marijuana. I'm just criticizing the crack and heroin kits that people think it's good for somebody. I'm not sure. And they're stating that, we're going to keep, diseases down, we're going to keep this down, but include the fact that you're actually causing addiction. So, let me know at the bottom if, this is right or good, or what's, people's opinions on this. Please like and subscribe and share it out if you do think this is something that people should know.